Karen. Hi, y'alls. Sorry for the later live than usual, from myself at least. I just got back from Bocce League this evening. Hey, Choice Ogba. And just got off a phone call. Well, took out the trash and all that stuff, and then was like on a phone call with a friend of mine, and she was just letting me know. For those that have been following me for a while, y'all know that I have a friend who has renal cancer, and so our mutual friend was talking to me about the fact that he's rapidly going downhill. Like, I just saw him last week, and she says he's lost a lot more weight again, and like his cognitive and like memory is gone. Thank you, Ronnie Odette. Not gone, but like it's dwindling, and that's really hard. Steph says, "I'm so sorry." Thank you. It's just so. Choice Ogba says, "Sorry to hear about that." Ronnie said, "Oh, hun, I'm so sorry." I genuinely am like, my mind is blown because it's so fast. Thank you, Bree. Elichata says, "So sorry." Yeah, it's so fast, y'all's. Like, I don't even understand how like quickly cancer takes you. Like, he is so different from January. Like, he is a shell of himself. He's so gaunt. He can't, I ask him a question, he can barely speak. It takes him so long. And yes, like on Sunday when he asked me for a password, like I knew something was wrong. Like, he's always the one to tell me what the password is. Thank you, K-Girl. Spooky Halloween Lady says, "Really sorry to hear that. Sending light your way." I really appreciate that. Mel said, "Hi, Phoebe. What happened?" Oh, Mel, it's just something more personal. I mean, not personal that I can't tell you because I just told everybody. But it's just my friend who has renal cancer has been like just going downhill. Like, he can't. Apparently, his cognitive like abilities and his memory is just like fading. And so my friend and I who were talking, her husband had passed away with cancer as well. And she says it's just bringing back memories of, like she said, when this happened, it was just so rapid after that. And he was gone. And like, I really don't want to think about that. So I'm not going to. Because last time I said that, I ended up crying here. And I'm not going to do that because there's a bunch of strangers here. So there's some of y'all who've seen me cry, so it's not a big deal. But like at the same time. So Rena said, "Oh no, sorry." Odette said, "May the healing hands of God touch your friend's body. Miracles do happen. They will be done." Thank you, Odette. Felicia, hopefully you heard what happened. I mean, again, it's not Luke and Nicola related. It's just more personal. Kelsbells, hey, Kelsbells. User with some numbers behind it says, "Hi from Sydney." Hi, hi from Washington State. Mel says, "Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you." Lorem said, "I'm so sorry to hear about your friend. Sending love and light. Appreciate that." FKAHLO33 said, "Prayers." Tiffany says, "Healing sent his way." Hi, Angela. Kim said, "Cancer eats up the person physically, mentally, and emotionally." Yeah. Like, literally, I would see him every week and he was thinner. And like, I was like, I've known him since he was a high schooler. Probably even earlier than that. And I'm like, he's never been this thin. And I would like his cheekbones is so weird. Lorem says, "Sending prayers." Kelsbell's hugs. Felicia says, "I'm sorry about your friend." Kim says, "All we can do is support them and show them that they're loved no matter what." And I remember y'all when we were talking that one night, and I was asking, should I ask him these questions about his life? And I realized, like, I can't even ask him now. Okay. I'm not going to think about that because it would be too hard for him. And he doesn't remember anything anymore. Like, I mean, not anymore, but like it's harder for him to remember. Whew. Okay. Okay. So, thank you, Anna. Odette said, "Oh, sorry. Thought he is still sorry. May the perpetual light shine upon him. May he rest in peace." Thank you, Odette. Lynn29 said, Hi, Lynn. Angela said, "That was the biggest red flag for my mom. Weight loss." Yeah, it was so rapid. So rapid. Hey, Newtonic. Lynn29 said, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened to your friend. Right now he has renal cancer and he's just been going downhill. And Phillips, how long have y'all been here? Not very long. I literally just popped in. Ooh. Oh, I thought it was him texting me because he hasn't texted for a bit. And yeah. Thank you, Michelle. Miss Tin said, I'm out of the loop. Help, what's going on? Sorry, Miss Tin. It's more personal than it is Luke and Nicola related. I'll talk about Luke and Nicola in a second. Ronnie says, deep breath stall. Thank you. Thanks, Bree. Thanks, Miss Allie. Giraffe friend said, oh, Phoebe, I'm sorry, praying now. Thank you. Hello, Diana. Diana said, hello, beautiful people. So hello, Diana. She's also very beautiful. K-Girl says prayers are being sent. Fee said, sending prayers. Cancer's so hard to watch them suffer. Yeah. Oh. I mean, I kind of feel like, you know, when you're like kind of feel like a rotten friend a little, because like we always would see each other and I've been so busy and I'm like, have I become busy because it's hard for me to see this? I don't know. Like I feel like I should text his sister and be like, when's the next appointment that he's going? I need to take that off work. Hopefully I'm not doing something else. I just need to prioritize, especially if it's going like this. Like I don't know what's going to happen to him. Lynn29 said, I'm so sorry. Dominique says, all the prayers. Mel sending prayers. Thank you for all of this. I really appreciate it, actually. Kels Bell says, so you almost beat the guy who taught you Baji. Tess, that's awesome, Phoebe. Thank you. Yes, I almost did beat my teacher. That was a really important game. You know, it's it's full of a lot of different, like, changes for me. Because, you know, my friend he's moving to Iowa. And so it's going to be interesting. So it was my last chance to beat him in this competition. I really tried very hard. Thank you, K-Girl. Newtonic says, I'm so sorry to hear that. I appreciate that. Ronnie said, Woosa? Am I reading that right? Love, sending all the love. And Philip says, oh no, I'm so sorry to hear the bad news. Sending up prayers on your friend's behalf. I do appreciate that. Rochelle said, it's okay to let it out. I know. Thank you, Rochelle. I feel like I've let it out like 2 or 3 times on lives. It's like, okay, get it together. But I mean, at the same time, you're right. I don't need to have it all together. Thanks, Amy. Anna said, all the prayers. Appreciate that. Shouts for life. Sending love. Thank you. Amy said, sending all the love, Phoebe. Rena said, I'm aging myself, but let's all remember to schedule our mammos and colonoscopies. So important. I agree. But, thanks for the reminder, though, because I've been meaning to get a schedule for a mammogram. Nana Ness says, that's what my mom died of. Oh, it's awful to watch a body deteriorate. I think what's so hard, Nana Ness, is how quickly, like it really, I mean, if you saw a picture of him in January and what he looks like now, it's like, it's so disconcerting. A retired teacher said prayers. KB24 said, sorry to hear about your friend. User with numbers said, sending prayers. Miss 10 said, I'm so sorry, praying for healing. I lost my best friend to cancer. Oh, I mean, I just feel like, doesn't it feel like there's so much cancer going around? Like, I feel like there's so many people I know that have cancer. One of the guys from like Bocce, I saw him tonight and I'm like, hey, where have you been? And apparently he had lung cancer and they removed his, one of his lungs. And I was like, dang, I mean, it's just like stuff on stuff, you know. Black Cat Meow, has 3 praying emojis. Libby prayers. Diana said, you're beautiful. Oh, thank you, Diana. Sorry to hear, sending lots of love and good vibes your way, Phoebes. And also thank you, user with numbers behind you. Sue said, so very sorry. My friend just texted me because I just texted her to let her know. I'll check that later. Kim says, there's only so much we could do for them. It's almost like it's an internal battle on their part. Yeah. I think it's really hard for him to like tell me what he needs right now. Cool Mom Comedy said, I told my husband it's weird that my doctor tells me I'm stacked. Wait, what does that mean? What? Why? That's so, why is your doctor saying that? What? Kim says there's no way we can fully understand what they're going through. Yeah. And sometimes I'm like, should I check on him? Should I go over there? But at the same time, like, I don't know. I don't know. Miss Tin said we had a falling out, didn't get to say goodbye to her. Oh, next thing I know, she's gone. Oh, that's tough. Kim said no amount of words can comfort them fully, but showing up for them would mean a lot. Yeah, I need to be around a lot more. I need to be more intentional about that. We used to be, I guess it's because we used to do a lot of certain things together. And like, we haven't been doing the things that we do together a lot more. Like even these Tuesday, like movies and stuff. Cause I had asked him like, do you want to watch Blink Twice or the Crow tomorrow? And he didn't respond. And that's not like him. Nana Ness says, I know my mom was months. Oh, Angela said, sending prayers. Libby said, my dad died of cancer. It is so hard. Yeah. Patchy73Q9 also put in prayer emojis. User with numbers right behind it says it's all the microplastic. Do you think? I mean, I feel sometimes even like the food, honestly, we're consuming. But anyways, Lauren said my mom died of cancer, and all I can recommend is keep hydrated and eating. Coco KT88 said so sorry to hear. Tori has opinions. Says my dad has just been diagnosed with lung cancer. Giraffe friend says yes. In my small community we have at least 7 kids with brain tumors. Y'all's wow, that's wild. Are you sure that there isn't anything in the community? Like, you know, when we watch like Erin Brockovich, you know, that story of Erin Brockovich, and that whole community had like issues with their health, and it turned out like it was some sort of like disposing of chemical treatments incorrectly or something. I can't recall the totality of it. I wonder if there's something like that. Odette said I was diagnosed with papillary carcinoma okay, I can't say that word, but I know that word because that word has been used on my friend. It's like when things have like moved to another area of the like it's moved to a different location of the body, right? To lymphadenopathy last 2012. I'm sorry to hear that. Like, is that something like those were a lot of words that I don't know what it means. I'm so sorry. But you know, how are you doing? Are you doing all right? Tori has opinion, says I haven't told anyone about this. Oh, should I have read it out loud? Are you okay that I did? Are you okay if I still put this on YouTube? I don't want to put something that you don't feel comfortable. I could edit it out too if you prefer. Odette said prayers and faith really help. Cam Shoppy said, I'm so sorry we lost my mom from stomach cancer. My word. Yeah. There's so many people I know right now that has cancer. It's just really like, it's wild. Nana Ness says, on a positive note, my Din had brain cancer 13 years ago and has been cancer-free 11 years. Well, that is good news. Miss Tin says she was my person and she can never be replaced. I'm crying right now. Miss her was so bad. I'm so sorry, Miss Tin. That's so difficult. Miss Allie said, so sorry to hear of your friend. We are here for you. Thank you, Miss Allie. Appreciate that. Oh, son, Nananes. Okay, gotcha. Christy J said, you won't regret the doing, only the not doing. This is so true. That's so true, Christy J. Like, that's true. Shelly said, wow, that's a lot. Yeah. Beautiful Fairy said, Erin Brockovich. Yeah. Libby said, my dad was Agent Orange exposure from the army. Oh, Hinckley. Yeah. M. Phillips. Yeah, Hinckley. Okay, Giraffe Friend said they've done studies and haven't found anything yet. Okay. Mel said the water was polluted. Angela said, I think this cancer battle with my mom is why I've gotten so deep in TikTok and escape. I hear that. I mean, honestly, like I really definitely didn't even mean to start it off with this. Honestly, I wasn't trying to be like, oh, like the BD, but like literally I just got off the phone and I had planned to do this live. And I was just like, I gotta just, it's just in my brain. I just got off the phone. It's just what's in my mind. Cora said, metastasized. Yeah, metastasized. Yeah. I don't know why I couldn't say it before. Tori has opinions, said, I shared out loud. I mean, I haven't made it known to friends. Oh, that's tough. Stephanie said, a family friend who's like a dad to me has esophageal cancer. He's on his 2nd round of radiation. Yeah, my mother had breast cancer, and she didn't ever speak about it. I mean, she doesn't have it anymore. She used to go in for radiation before work, and she would just come home. She never spoke about it. Like, so it was like, I never know when my mother's like dealing with anything, because she doesn't typically say to me. Even when I was younger, she would just kind of deal with it, and I would hear her talk to like her friends over the phone, and I'm like, why are you not why are you not telling me, your daughter? But anyways, Odette, yes, metastasizes when the cancer cell has spread. Yeah. Cool Mom Comedy said, it's a good reminder the real world problems are a thing. Yeah, the Greenberg Brigade said, hi, what's happening? Oh, Greenberg Brigade. I was just talking about my friend who has renal cancer. But okay, I got to the bottom of this, so we'll actually talk about Luke and Nicola right now. But Angela said, thanks, y'all. And Cool Mom Comedy said, OMG, my parents are the same way. I'm like, tell me. I'm like, why are you not telling me? But anyways, as I said earlier in a post, like, actually, Minnie asked me, hey, Phoebe, what do you want to do in regards to moderating? Now, I don't know if Minnie's here, because I said, Minnie, I'm probably doing a later live or whatever, but she was asking like how I would want it moderated, because, I said, I really don't want to talk about adjacent stuff. The thing is, I think for me, pretty much it's like, I'm not going to mute people if they are discussing adjacent in the chat. However, I will if it becomes overwhelming. Like if that's all a person's talking about, then I'm just going to be like this is about Luke and Nicola. It's not about adjacents. The other piece of it too is if somebody brings up something that an adjacent has never brought up about his personal life or has not spoken of publicly, all the speculation around him, like I will give somebody a warning, but if they bring it up a second time, I will mute it, because I understand why people are talking about it. I just don't put that out. Odette said, to slow the activity of cancer, we need to look on the foods we eat. It does trigger in some way. I feel like it really genuinely does, Odette. Roshila said, I'm getting off the shift for Luke and Nick, though. The more I look at it, it's more likely not. Totally understandable if that is the choice you want to make, Roshila. And hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. Denise says, may I ask what adjacent means in this instance? So that adjacent just simply means anything that is not Luke and Nicola. So there's people around both Luke and Nicola, and people love to center them, but I don't particularly like centering people. That's not the purpose of the live itself. Oh, okay. Rochelle, now I'm second guessing how I said it the first time when you said I am saying it right. Rochella. Sorry. Now I'm overthinking. But I love your thoughts. Thank you. I appreciate that. So I named this live, I think something to the fact, like there's still Endgame, I think is what I wrote. And so like when I got on the ship, and I actually was, I think it was Diana that may have sent this to me, but it was a great Tom Daya like video, and it just talked about the course of like how Tom Daya came to be, and just the reality of the dating that happened in between them actually like dating. K-Girl said, I believe in Endgame. Lynn29 said, they are the Endgame. Diana said, it's giving Debbling era. We'll be at the carriage soon enough. Yeah, chase that. And I did send that to you today. I thought so. But yeah, so I really appreciated that, Diana, because, sometimes people get so caught up in the moment. Okay, so Rashilla said, but they have not seen each other, right, since London? I will say this. If they have seen each other, I don't think they would do it publicly. And the reason I say that is because when they would talk about things casually in interviews, they would casually mention the things that they've done together, but usually people don't have pictures of those things. But they are also saying it very casually. They're not even thinking about it necessarily. Especially Luke. Luke tends to drop some information without thinking about like how like, oh, that's really good information you're giving us, Luke. Nicola has to kind of kibosh it as quickly as possible. But But yeah, I wouldn't say that they probably, I mean, they may not have seen each other, but I definitely think they're still in contact with each other in some form or fashion. But I wouldn't put it beyond them to not have seen each other at some point. But I don't think they would have made it public if they did. But again, I don't know. So that's all speculation, hypothetical on my part, with no backing of evidence whatsoever. KM Shoppy said, I feel that what we witness is real, but they are in different places personally. Lil says, hey. Beautiful Fairy said, milk shirt. Lauren said, Luke said they socialize in private in an interview too. Yeah, like a lot of their stuff is, especially Luke, right? Remember, I always go back to the time where Luke got a lot of flack apparently from people for not greeting Nicola on her birthday. But it turned out, like Nicola said in an interview, one of the promo interviews, she, just said it casually. And she's like talking about like he was one of the first people to message her. And so, and then also obviously he got that really sweet sentimental camera. So like his things are more private. It's not like for public consumption usually. Mela says Luke needs more interviews alone. He'll spill the tea. I think he would. Anna says they always meet. And Philip says, I find that I've gotten so Endgame focused that days like today just kind of roll off my back now. I mean, it's a great place to be, M. Phillips, honestly, because I guess it rolls off my back too, because it is just it's just par for the course. I've seen too many people who are Endgame folks go through exactly this, this period of time where they date people in between before they come back to each other. Roshilla said, oh, they're filming soon, right? For season 4. I am excited. Yes, hopefully. I believe in I guess that is next month, September. Yeah. User with numbers right behind it says they haven't seen each other. I don't think. I think he's been doing a few things for work at the moment. Yeah, I haven't. I don't know, and I know definitely she's been working, but yeah, I mean that's probably one of the biggest reasons, that she's been having opportunities to finally get a little chance to decompress after doing a lot of filming. So it's been nice for her to be able to enjoy herself and hang out with friends. Anna said, remember the French toast post of Nicola? It's with Luke. Was it Anna? Did you have definitive proof it was with Luke? Though, I mean, somebody had commented about French toast and like how like it's a sign that like she loves to cook or something. Kayla G415 said, give him a Guinness. Thank you, Mandy. User with numbers right behind it said French toast. Yeah, she posted a French toast picture a while back. Thank you, Ashley, for subscribing. I appreciate that. Michelle said if they were together, we wouldn't know. Yeah, I really don't think they would let people know. I genuinely don't. It's funny. It's funny that certain things are happening at this moment. I feel like where well, I don't want to bring that up because it'll open up things I don't necessarily want to open up. Marjorie said exactly. It doesn't change anything. It truly doesn't. It really doesn't. It is the moment for what it is. And honestly, we don't even know what the moment is. I mean, I think people are making a lot of assumptions as if we've never seen this way with other people. You know what I mean? Tanya C said, hey, Tanya C. User with numbers right behind it said, I heard he was reading for stuff. Yay! I'm excited for that. I know he's gone out for auditions and things of that nature. I just didn't know if he had heard back from stuff. I don't know, but I've heard. I wouldn't have known what he's going for. Lynn29 said, it's nice to see Nick laughing and having fun. Yeah. I mean, she's been working so hard. It's good to have her be able to decompress. Rochilla said they said first episode is them and Benedict. So Nick and both Lukes as per IMDb. Yeah, which is very exciting. I'm hoping that we will get a scene of Colin singing to his new baby, redheaded baby. Diana said, even when I see things like the photos today, all I need is one interview rewatch and I'm back. Yeah, because we know what, like, we know that that kind of chemistry and that kind of connection is not easily broken and it's not easily found. And like I said to folks, like I am a Lucala shipper, but I'm also a person that differentiates between their life and my life. Like, if they don't end up together in the future, I'm not going to be, I'm going to be sad. I'm not going to pretend that I'm not going to be sad, but I'm not going to be destroyed by it, because in the end of the day, like, they're the ones missing out. Like, to me, in my opinion, they're the ones missing out on each other if they don't give each other a chance. Now, like, if they give each other a chance and it doesn't work out, like that, you know, but I think, I don't think they would, like, even broach that subject unless they thought it was going to be Endgame for themselves. Like, I don't think they would even try to date each other casually or something. I think they know how important their connection is. I don't think they would be trying to make them like a interim. Like, I don't know if interim is the right word, but like an in-betweener. User with numbers right behind it says, thanks, I'll look for the French shows on her IG. Oh, I don't think I'll be there anymore, user, because it was a story. So it's one of those things that disappeared. I mean, I'm sure somebody took a snapshot of it, though. Nananes said, wasn't he in the sunglasses? I mean, when I looked at the sunglasses, I'm fairly sure it was two of her friends. And both of those friends that I think were in the sunglasses were most likely at that festival in the pictures today. I always said that I wanted to be Luke, but when I saw her friend Camilla, I was fairly sure that the other person would be the other adjacent on this conversation. Shame.spiral said, hey guys, hey. Lynn29 said, I think Luke is done with social media for now. All he does is get hate, and I feel bad for him. I do feel bad for him. I will say I don't think that all he does get is hate, because I do think there are a lot of folks that try to flood his pages with positivity to counteract those things that might be really hurtful to him to hear. But yeah, I do feel bad. Sometimes I feel like he can't win. I feel like anything he says is picked apart and and whatnot. But at the same time, like, I do think that there's a lot of people that care about him and try to make that known. Also, I do really really appreciate that he put out that message to let people know that it was all fake accounts and that the only real account he has is his Instagram account. Because I think that's an important message to share. And I was really glad, like, again, I don't know if other people did it, but I know that somebody had messaged me or DM me to let me know that they had reached out to Luke's agents and said, you know, like, this is going on, here are the accounts. And he had, this person had reached out and gotten, like, the day before, and then the next day that post went up. And so I'm like, I don't know if Luke's agents got a slew of things or if it was just this one person, but I like that proactiveness that I didn't think to even do, because I just let people know it wasn't real. But it does help it to, like, try to nip it in the bud by going to, like, the main person who can, like, put a kibosh on it, you know? Not that he would put a kibosh on it, but at least the chances are higher that people will not follow those kind of accounts. Felicia said they wouldn't let people know, especially not now with all of the chaos. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be frank with you. And people might think I'm believing in conspiracy, but I am more apt to believe that they would find a distraction for folks, so that, like, they would do like a red herring. I don't know if that's the right term, but something that seemingly is the thing that people should be paying attention to, while in reality, something on, like, the actuality is something else. But maybe that's my wishful thinking. Mel said if Nick ever posted a crumble to the internet, the internet would go crazy. Oh, my word. we would pick it apart. I mean, we would immediately go crumble. We know what that means. Michelle said, love to see those two in a modern day rom-com. Would absolutely love it as well. User with numbers right behind it said, yeah, Luke even said he's not into social media anymore, just professional IG now. Yeah, I think he worked on cleaning up his account. I guess I heard a while back, because it used to be a mix earlier on. Anna said, I believe Nick already soft launched Luke in her IG. We are just so preoccupied to focus on it. Now, the thing is, if folks felt like there was a soft launch, people would be on it like so much. So I just think there might be just differences of opinion of whether that would be considered a soft launch. I don't think. Now, at the same time, Anna, like, I guess I can't say definitively, right? Like, sometimes when things happen in the future, people look back at a moment and go, oh, there was hints all along the way. Thanks, Lil. Rochella said, I want all Pollen's show to be inserted randomly whilst Benedict is fighting Sophie. I mean, it would, fair is fair, right? It happened in their season, fair is fair. But at the same time, I think it might be Eloise that will get those kind of scenes instead, because I think Eloise is the secondary lead, most likely, on this season. Don't know. Nana Ness says, we know what we saw. Absolutely. Hello, 4KNK. Felicia said the chemistry they share is very rare. Absolutely. The Greenberg Brigade said, as long as they are happy, I am happy. Absolutely. And Philip says, they are just the ones that got away. It would be a cosmic misstep, but it doesn't make me wrong. Yeah. Yeah. At the end of the day, like, when I say they're Endgame, and I believe they can be Endgame if they want to be, that's because it's their choice. We see what we see. We know, I think the reason people connected so much with Luke and Nicola is because we recognize that connection is so rare, and people not only love to see love, but like live it almost vicariously through like people who get to experience love in that way. And at the end of the day, they make their choices, and it's not going to change the course of my own life if they don't choose the path that I was hoping for them. I just think they'll miss out on each other. Nick's Rich says, the fandom has gone crazy, so hectic. Wonder if they know this all goes on behind the scenes. I think that to some degree that they do know some of it. I think. Tanya C said, I did a moon phase filter thing. Their moons lined up so well, it created a full moon. User with a lot of numbers behind it said, I just hope all the hate doesn't stop them showing their work love again. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if it changes. I think sometimes, though, like when people really have like this pull towards each other, like even if there was any distance, it just comes back. So I feel like even if they wanted to be distant with each other, I don't know if they'll naturally do that. Like, I feel like they'll naturally lean into each other. Tanya C said he can't win no matter what he does, and it's heartbreaking. I just want to give him a big hug. I mean, it is tough. Like, I mean, in social media, you are picked apart, and I feel like he's extra picked apart, and I don't necessarily know if it's going to stop even if him and Nicola got together, because I do feel like there is a segment of folks that will find something wrong even with that. Some will say their reasons why they didn't believe that he should be the one to end up with her. You know, so there's always something. But at the same time, it's like, he's just got to know who he is. He's got to, like, tune out that noise. I know it's much easier to say and harder to do, especially when you have that many people looking at you. K-Girl said, we just need to be kind and know that we are in for the long haul and will be detours along the way. Absolutely. Lauren said Luke said he was clocking off social media after the promo tour in an interview with Vogue. Well, that's a good idea. I mean, thank you, Sarah Beth. Hi, Tam. Nana Nessa says a great idea. Michelle said yes, a distraction. Look the other way. I mean, I don't know how to best describe it, but there's just information that people shared with me. Thank you, Jenny. And I just don't want to necessarily talk about it because again, it opens up other things that I don't necessarily want to discuss. But it makes me think, oh, I wonder if all of that's happening over here, nobody's talking about that because they're all talking about this. And what if that's all intentional? Thank you, Minnie. Tori has, thank you. Tori has opinion said, like all the Nicola stuff has us looking at her and not Luke. Okay. I mean, you pretty much said what I was thinking, Tori. User with a lot of numbers said, yes, red herring, I don't trust the others. Thank you for all of those hearts, Minnie. I appreciate it. Hi, zigzag _ elf. 4K NK said, did you see Newtonic's new post? It's great. No, I did not. At least I don't know if I did. Felicia said that's what I was thinking. They would create a distraction while secretly dating. I mean, I'm not saying, but I'm saying I'm not opposed to the possibility that I'm not opposed to this possibility. And and the only reason I'm even entertaining, honestly, this is like all of the stuff that's happening on the other side that's not being not being centered as much as typically would be, because this other thing is so much bigger that I'm like, oh, well, I like it. I like the choice if that was the correct. I like the choice if that is the choice that's being made. Anna said they were distracted. The pal term she posted in her story. Oh, I mean, she has apparently used pal several different times throughout her friendship with him, you know. I do think that people really, I think people felt a lot with that term. And for me personally, it was like, you know, it is, in order to be friends to lovers, you gotta be friends. And being a pal is part of the friendship, like, package. Zigzag _ elf said, I really hope Eloise will be around. I love Eloise and Benedict as a duo. Yeah, me too. Cindy said they know. I'm not quite sure what the context is anymore. Sorry about that. Alil said they have an invisible string. Yeah. Ronnie, have a good night, guys. Okay, sleep well, Ronnie. Hugs, Phoebes. Thank you, Ronnie. I appreciate that. Sue said, I need to get some sleep for work tomorrow. I'll be praying for your friend. Thank you, Sue. I appreciate that. Zigzag _ elf said, I couldn't imagine being in the spotlight. I couldn't hack it. I can only imagine how tough it is. Like, you have to have a really strong sense of yourself, and then really strong boundaries about what you will and will not allow into your space and into your mind. Because, you know, I say to people, I don't care to know. Like, when people are saying negative things about me, I'm like, I don't care to know. Because once I know, I do care. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care to know, because once I do know, I do care. And so I just make very conscious decisions to, like, immediately, like, if somebody disagrees with me, that's one thing. Like, the one post that I did earlier today, or no, it wasn't today, it was yesterday, right? And I was being sincere in my observation. And if there were people who were like derogatory or condescending in their disagreement with me, I didn't even try to attempt to have a discussion. I just blocked them immediately. But those that just disagreed because they absolutely saw something different than me, that's easy to have a conversation, because I didn't hold my opinion so tightly. Like, I was open to being wrong. It's just, I just genuinely could not say something that I didn't believe is true, because I couldn't see it myself. Like, I saw something else completely. And to this day, even though I like privated those because I felt like I was finally at peace to not pursue it anymore, I still don't see what people claim that I should see. But I was just like, but it's good. It's like not that serious for me, you know? But I just still couldn't see it. I still can't see it this moment. But maybe one day I will look at it and I'll be like, oh, there it is. SMR31 said, girl, it's bedtime here. Where have you been? I have been, one, adulting, and then two, my acupuncturist, and then three, bocce league, and then I'm here. So it's been a long day. I'm sorry. I usually want to do something earlier, but I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to do that. Sarah Beth says, I'll check it out after the live. Oh, I already forgot what that would have been. Cindy said, love that theory. Rena said, I saw how Luke would get so jealous. I don't know if he would allow a distraction. Maybe not. The Greenberg Brigade said, I miss having Scrabble boards, sunglass reflections, and creases to dissect. I mean, we may get it again. Who knows? K-Girl said, night, Phoebe, prayers for your friend. Night, K-Girl. Yeah, I know. I was like, I'm not even sure how many people can make it tonight because it's so late. I mean, typically. I know it's not late for everybody. Some people and some other people, but it's like, yeah. But I'll upload this one. I know some folks were like, oh, I thought you were going to upload the one you did, like, I think yesterday or the day before. I can't remember when I did it. But I just wasn't feeling putting that up. Maybe because it was so adjacent heavy, and that kind of thing just like saps my energy. And so I just want something more upbeat, even though like this first one that I'm going to upload is like literally me just talking about my friend who's got renal cancer. So it's like, oh, that's not necessarily a pick me up, but you know. Rain Shy said, what is with the panini? Well, the panini came from the whole like radio interview where they were talking about, thank you, Rochelle, where they were talking about like the intimacy garment that Luke has to wear, and Nicola called it a panini. However, I think it took a life on its own. Maybe I think it might have been Heather's live with Desiree, maybe, or I don't know who else may have been in the space. But I think it was Heather's live. I could be wrong. People fact check me if I am incorrect about that. Yeah, Tish Talk 00 said, what people say behind my back is none of my business. I don't care. Absolutely. I mean, the thing is, everybody has an opinion. And honestly, like I got a message, I think maybe it was from Ronnie, and I really appreciated it. But it talked about the reality that there's millions of versions of who you are out there. Because everybody has a perspective of who they think you are. And that's why I think it's really, really important for you to know who you are. Because everybody's going to have an opinion of who you are or who you should be. And if you don't have a good sense of who you are, you're just going to allow people to mold you into anything that they want. And sometimes you're just going to end up being unhappy with what they try to mold you into, you know? Zigzag_Elf said, being misrepresented would really bother me regarding being in the spotlight. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, So Love 727. Zigzag_Elf said, I can take criticism for who I actually am or what I think, but I don't like being misrepresented. I hear that. I mean, it's like the older I get, I really truly do agree with the statement that like, I don't care about my reputation. Like I do care about my character. Like I really genuinely care about my character, but I don't care. Like I care about my reputation, but I don't care about my reputation, because reputation is literally just what people say you are, but your character is actually who you are. And character wins out over reputation any day. Like, I mean, I think that sometimes the reason why certain folks can withstand a beating of a mighty, like when people are trying to smear you or trying to ruin your reputation, the only reason that people can come out on the other side of that is because they never try to fight people's perception of them. I'm a big Russell Wilson fan. And I have watched this man get maligned and put down and created into this image that people wanted him to be, or put him down when he left the Seattle Seahawks, or put him down with the Denver Broncos, put him down with the Pittsburgh. Well, I don't know if they're putting him down with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Maybe they are. I have no idea. But like there's always been like constant, like, this is who he is. All this creation. Russ rarely, if ever, talks back about that. He lets people talk. I think only like this last year when it really got really hurtful for him, where he even just spoke. Like, there's very few times that Russ speaks on something. And if he speaks on something, then I know it's serious enough for him to address. But for the most part, he just lets people talk because he knows who he is. And so people can run their mouth all they want, but like, he knows who he is. So that's all that matters. And his family knows who he is. Like, the most important people in his life know who he is, and that's all that matters. And Philip said, I had a similar moment of still can't see it, but it's cool. No worries today, too. Yeah, that's where it just just ended up for me, M. Phillips. I was like, when I saw the rest of the photos, I was like, oh, phew. Like, I don't have to think about this anymore. I still don't see what people are telling me to see, but I still think it looks photoshopped. I mean, to this day, but at least I'm like, I can't. I mean, the other photos are there, so I don't have to worry about it. Not that I was worried about it, but I just cannot, like, get past things when I'm like, I can't see what people are telling me I should see. Sarah Beth said Newtonic post. And Philip says, I don't want to yuck anyone's yum. I'm telling you, I missed some context because I'm probably behind. Andrada said, morning, what have I missed? Not much, Andrada. Like, not really in this live. I don't know if there's anything. I mean, I'm going to be uploading this so that if you want to rewatch it, you can see what you missed. Zigzag _ Elf said, I'm back in hospital for today after being discharged on Friday after a week inpatient. You guys are fun. Oh, thank you, Zigzag. Hopefully you're doing all right. Or doing better. Yeah, Lauren says Heather and Desiree's live. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. Felicia said it was Heather's live when the panini became a big thing. Zigzag _ Elf said, we're citizens of Panini Nation now. There's no going back. So Love 727, hey. Nana says good night. It's 12:30 a.m. Yes, get some rest. Get some rest. I'll probably just only read up to like when the messages end. And when the messages end, I'll just figure that people are like trying to go to sleep and I want things to end. I might ask folks if there's any last minute thoughts before I head off, but Zigzag _ Elf said, I get what you're saying about representation and character, and I agree. Yeah. 4K NK said, go Seahawks. Yeah. I mean, yeah, reputation probably, and character, yeah. Yeah, okay. I just saw your correction here because I was like, I read it and I was like, wait a minute, I said reputation, but yeah, you knew what, I knew what you meant, you knew what you meant. Tish Talk 00 said, yep, that's what matters. Retired teacher said, not yet, we have high hopes he will lead us back to a Super Bowl. I mean, retired teacher, like, honestly, Russ will work his butt off. I just feel like, honestly, I don't know who's football fans here, and so, but at the end of the day, I know we all have differences of opinions around, like, whether Peyton really wanted Russ. It's hard when you're brought in as a coach and you didn't get to choose your quarterback. And I'm sad because Russ was such a big fan of Peyton, and I just really feel like I was not a fan of how he went about things. Personally. So I apologize for any Denver Broncos fans here that may be still like bitter over stuff, or any Seahawks fans that are still bitter over stuff, but I'm still going to be ride or die for Russell Wilson no matter what. Sarah Beth said, friends with a heart. Hi T. Hello. Sorry that I'm only probably reading it now. I don't know when you put the message, but I'm almost to the bottom of the thing. So probably not too late in rereading it. Zigzag _ Elf said, it's 2:30 p.m. Tuesday afternoon here. I'm in the future. Nice. And Anna said, please continue rewatching season 3. Great, great, like, great reminder, because the numbers are coming out tomorrow at noon, and I'm super excited to see what it is. I'm hoping that now that the Olympics are done and all that stuff, I'm hoping maybe there was an uptick. Hopefully, we'll see. We will see. As a reminder to folks, it's about 8 hours. That equals to 1 view. And I know that there's some people that are like, part 2 is the only thing that matters. Part 2 is the only thing. I'm not gonna fight people on that. All I will say is, according to Netflix, is like, they don't start the 91 days until the full season is out, and then that's when they start counting it. So, as far as Netflix is concerned, 8 hours, a little less than 8 hours, equals 1 view. So, however you get that. So, if you're just watching part 2 twice, more power to you, because it'll take you watching it twice to consider it a view. Tish Talk 00 said, 49er fan here. Oh man, I really loved it when we were at the height of our like rivalry. Those were fun. Those were fun times. I don't know if it's as strong these days. You know, it's hard when like franchise quarterbacks like it. I mean, Russell Wilson, honestly, when Russ left, I felt like the 49ers rejoiced, because they could not win for the, there was like, the amount of losses without Russ is higher than it was with Russ all those years. Russ would not let the 49ers win for the most part. Like he was an Achilles heel to the 49ers. Elichada said, currently listening to live while shopping for new Niner gear. I mean, I really do love like awesome like rivalries. It's fun. Tam said it's currently playing in the background. Hopefully numbers have gone up more than last week. I hope so too. Though I will say I do respect the fact that like we have done a lot when you really think about it. And Philip says, have it going now. I'll restart it at 11 p.m. then sleep and restart at 6:30 a.m. before I head to work. Look at you, like clockwork. Zigzag _ Alf said Dominique says she's flying into Brisbane soon. Oh. Tish Talk 00 said rivalry. No, we reverted back to hating the Cowboys. LOL. Yeah, no, it's been a while, honestly. Like, I feel like when's the height of our, like, I feel like the height of our rivalry was when Harbaugh was around. So how long ago did Harbaugh leave? It's been a while. It's been a while. It's never been the same after Harbaugh left. Because I'm trying to remember who is your coach right now. I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyways, oh, sorry, Zigzag _ Elf Sports Ball talk is lost on me, LOL. Sorry. Sometimes I get talking about it and I like get lost in the sauce. And I'm so sorry. My friends do that too. They're like, oh my word, please don't talk about football. Mel says, have 3 screens going right now. Tish Talk 00 said, I was more angry with Richard Sherman than he joined us and I changed my tune. Isn't that always the case? Though, like, I don't know. Like, did Richard really do much once he went to the 49ers? I don't know. Did he? I obviously, once he went to the rival, I wasn't watching him. And oh, Kyle Shanahan, TikTok 0. Okay, hello. You have a really good coach. Cindy said, I'm a college football fan. Arizona State, nice. Tish Talk 00 said, no, I wasn't questioning the rivalry. I was giving you the word. Oh, gotcha. Oh, what did I say? Was I trying to like fish for it? But anyways, so I guess it's rare that I hit the bottom of the comment section, and I think it's probably because it's so late and everybody's pretty much asleep. Oh, Tish Talk 00. Yes, you were. LOL. My bad. I was like, what is that? But for the ones that are still here, for those that are still here and believe Luke and Nicola are Endgame, Like, what are you feeling right now about how you are staying, like, what are you doing on the ship right now? Like, are you just chilling? Like, where are you on the ship right now? Like, are you by the, like, my guess is I'm by like the food, getting some pizza, because like I always love the unlimited food in every cruise ship. Like, that's where I'm at. Empress says, hey, Phoebe, Ronnie, K-Girl, Minnie, Sarah, Mel, Tam. I mean, some of those folks, Empress actually finally went to bed because it's so late for them, and I totally understand. DKT says, sunbathing on the room of the ship. Empress says, hey, all the ladies, yes. Mel said, chilling with a margarita. I'm chilling with a different margarita, the margarita pizza. I love those things. I like, that's my go-to thing. Whenever I go to the Cinnabar, I get like a margarita pizza on cauliflower crust. And I don't know what it is about cauliflower crust, but I absolutely love it. It tastes so good. And also, my ramen, the $30 ramen that I bought for six pack for $30. It's ridiculous. But anyways, it's just shipped. So I'm gonna totally share with y'all when I first eat my first ramen. And it better be good. For $5 per pack, it better be good. That includes shipping cost too. Of $4.99. $4.90. Tish Talk 00 says, I'm in the bar reading Pollen fan fiction to get me through. Love it. Rena said, I'm a dishwasher. I'm here to get my bag. DKT said, roof of the ship. Got it. Cindy said, 92 still here. I feel great. I think Luke is gaming while Nicola goes out. What do you mean by gaming? Gaming. Hello. So I'm a slow uptick here, Cindy. I apologize. Gaming. Yeah, that probably makes sense. He does love gaming. Kathy K23 said, by the pool with drinks and nibblies. Stephanie said, getting the unlimited ice cream. Oh, I just really love all the unlimited food in general. Like, I loved when I was on that cruise ship, and it doesn't matter what time. I could just go out there and be like, I feel like getting something or other, and there it was. That was a dream. Tam said, I'm drinking margaritas and at the karaoke bar. What are you singing, Tam? What are you singing at the karaoke bar? The Unsinkable Ship once said, sat with a cocktail. I love it. Kels Bell says, I'm everywhere on the ship, Phoebe, just living it up, party style. Love it. Ella Chada said, staying on deck with is it Paloma? I'm not good at this. In hand. C Infinity Art said, chilling, reading fan fiction. Love it. Sarah Beth, I'm chilling. I think it's always going to always see daily speculation. Possibly. I mean, I think I understand what you're saying there. Felicia says, I'm just waiting for something to drop, like a paparazzi pic to come out or something. I mean, honestly, I feel like it could be the most benign things coming out, and it will be like, people will like still pick it apart. And now here's the thing too. Oh my word. Can I tell you that picture, when I literally thought it was photoshopped, and I'm telling y'all, that is still what I see to this day. Like, I want to know what that area is, because people saying it's the sunlight. I can't see it. I just try. But with that said, let me tell you, I did not want to think it was photoshopped. I really didn't. Because do you know how much easier life was if I said I saw it like everybody else did? Life would be so much easier. But I couldn't betray myself. I was like, look, I could just tell everybody that I see what they see, and then I won't have to deal with people being mad at me. Not mad at me. People weren't mad at me. Well, some people were like just real straight up mean. But the majority of people just disagreed. I mean, most people were like kind in their disagreement. But like some were like straight up rude, but they didn't last very long because I just blocked them with a swiftness. But I just literally could not. And so when Tiff like put those photos, it was like the biggest relief to me, because I still don't see what people wanted me to see, but at least I could be like, okay, I must just be seeing something incorrectly because like these photos are real. But like I still stand by the fact that it looked funky. It really looked like a grayed out something with her hair. But like it is what it is though. Retired teacher said Caroline had a great talk today that got me feeling better on the ship. Yay. Caroline does a really great job of doing that, retired teacher. So I am not surprised that you got back. I mean, you're feeling better on the ship there. So Love 727 said, girl, yes. So Love 727. What's up? Gabby, I'm not sure if you accidentally hit enter too quickly, but it just says I'm. And Phillips, okay. Oh yeah, you did. Oops, I'm chilling with a drink. Okay, got it. What did that drink make you a little bit tipsy there, Gabby? But Ann Phillips says, I'm sending lifeboats out for those in the water, pulling them up before they swim ashore. LOL. I love that. Sarah Beth said, I think September is close. Getting excited. Yes. I hope that they offer us some photos. I really do. I hope they do. Retired teacher says Caroline's talk today was my lifeboat. Yay! I love that. I'm sure that would make her happy to know too. User with numbers right behind it said he's probably baking Nicola banana bread. So Love 727 said I'm drinking Guinness in my best glass, sitting pretty on deck. Love it. Zigzag _ Elf said, wish I could see an upload of Caroline's live that happened earlier. Sounds like it was a good one. Maybe I'm guessing good one because it said good with apostrophe and I'm not sure what that means. But yeah, I don't know if Caroline uploads her lives or not. I mean, TikTok, as far as I know, automatically saves our lives. And the funny thing is, I never thought we could post our lives because it's like, if it's really long, how can TikTok post it and where would it post it? But when I got my laptop, I was like, oh, the option to post was there. I didn't know that. I mean, you can do clips. And I mean, I've done that too, where I've just cut out a clip and then sent it over. Cindy says she's singing Lover by T Swift. Who's singing Lover by T Swift? Did I miss it? Sarah Beth says the ship is big. You can go exploring. That's right. That's true. Tim, no, you did not. I think I will start singing Radioactive for you, Phoebe. Ready to rock you. It was so, I don't care if I got pity votes on that because honestly, okay, my friend who was like the one who was so surprised about how Blockbuster was like in alphabetical order, she also thought it was Ready to Rock You. So I think like my friend and I are cut from the same cloth. But I mean, if you really think about it, if you close your eyes, it can sound like Ready to Rock You. And Philip says, I love Caroline for that. Hey, Tish Talk 00 said, I thought it was at first too. Thanks, Tish Talk. I really did. I mean, I thought people were, like, I think the reason I was frustrated is when I told people I really didn't want to think it was, people were really like, oh, you don't want, y'all are trying to think of something because you don't want to believe that, like, this is, like, you don't want to see her with him. And I'm like, I've seen her with, like, they're friends. I'm not, like, this is a cute photo. I'm not disturbed by the photo. I think I was also just irritated that people assumed that I was irritated by the photo, which was not it. I literally just get it stuck in my head where I'm like, what is that thing? What is this thing? And what is that thing over here? Like, I couldn't get past it in my brain. And then, yeah, so people were thinking that my motivation was different than what it was. So I think a part of me is like, y'all are reading way too much into what I'm actually doing. I really just think it's photoshopped and that's why I can't get past it. Sarah Beth says the other photos tell a bigger story of hanging out with friends. Yes. And that's also the reason why I do think that the sunglasses are the two of them, like Camilla and the other adjacent. I mean, the only reason I'm calling him the other adjacent is because I'm like, if I never called Luke's adjacent anything but an adjacent, it's just consistency. Um, Sarah Beth says the other photos. Oh yeah, I just read that. Sorry. Zigzag underscore Elf said, "What's your view of Lucala fanfic versus Pollen fanfic in general, character versus real life people fanfic?" Okay, I want to preface this as this is just my personal opinion, right? Because you're asking my view. I have no judgment on anybody's other perspective that may be different from mine. I just want to preface this because I know people might have like very close emotional ties to certain things, right? So I will say I'm okay with fictional, like character ones, like Pollen fanfics. I get nervous about real life fanfic. And I get it. Some people feel like my lives could be a fanfic. Okay, I get that because people are like, "Oh, you're making up stories of like wanting them together." Thank you, Tam. Isn't that in its own form a fanfic? I mean, I guess if you want to do a loose version of fanfic, I suppose you can say it is fan fiction, because it hasn't happened yet, and yet we're trying to speak it into existence. With that said, what the danger I have around fanfic that's around real life people, thank you, Sarah Beth, is only because if it's if it lives in a context, like on a website that's very clear that it's fanfic, then it's typically like fine because it's in the parameters, it's within the context. But the minute it leaves that context, it just becomes, it can potentially sound like a tabloid. Potentially, I think sometimes, but maybe not because I don't read fanfic. So maybe it would never be able to be confused with that. So maybe I'm speaking out of turn, but all I will say is I do feel more comfortable with character fanfic than I do with real life fanfic. And with that said, I think it's because I don't typically ship real people. I usually do ship characters, but I don't feel the need to ship real people. This is a rarity for me to ship a real life people. And the only reason I ship them is because their connection is rare and we don't see it very often. And so it just stands out to me. Felicia said both Caroline and Mary had great lives today. Oh, that's awesome. Sarah Beth says, I hear she came from VIP to visit her friends. Yes, that's what I heard as well, because in the photo that she took, she was in the VIP section. In the photo that he took, that he posted on his Instagram, that was in the crowd rather than in the VIP section. Zigzag underscore Elf, sorry if I've asked that before. Curious to hear anyone's view of character versus real fan fiction. Oh yeah, no problem. But I also just, again, always want to preface that obviously people will have different opinions on that. And I'm open to changing my mind as well. Like, I just get, I think it's always more nerve-wracking. Like, well, not nerve-wracking, I don't know. But, you know, I think you know what I mean. Sarah Beth says, my family is like crazy in this fandom, lol. Hibachi did 963. I'm sorry. I'm totally butchering it. I'm sorry. She's hanging out with friends. So do I on the ship. I know they need time. Felicia said, I agree. I think it was Photoshop. Multiple things didn't look right in that pic. Yes, I felt that way too, Felicia. And so, yes, I'm like, I recognize these other photos. Those other photos is actually what helped me just move past it. But it doesn't change my opinion on the first photo. It really doesn't. It allows me to move on because it really wasn't worth it for me. But my brain was just like, I can't let it go because I just see a Photoshop. And the sad part is it felt so blatant to me, so that when other people were like, they don't see it, I really felt like, what? It's kind of like when somebody asked me, do you think this is like the black and blue dress and the white and gold dress? You know, like how people saw it to be white and gold. Like, I remember looking at that picture and it was black and blue. And all these people were like talking about like how other people could see it as white and gold. And I'm like, I literally thought people were not, like, were pulling my leg, were kidding. And then I asked my mom, what color do you see this dress? And she's like, white and gold. And I literally was like, oh my word, shut the front door. I've never, like, what? It's obviously black and blue. So it's like, so to me, it was like, people telling me all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, I need to be able to trust my own eyes, and I do not see what you're saying. But of course, I had to give it up, and gladly gave it up the minute the rest of the photos came out. So I was like, okay, good, I can just move on from this. And Philip says, I just need a reunited and feel so good post with a picture. Ooh, I would love that too. That would be so much fun. And Phillips. Lynn29 said, Caroline is such a blessing. I always leave feeling great about Nick and Luke. Yay! And I know that Caroline also comes from a background where, again, her personal experience, right, as someone with a friends to lovers arc in her own life. I think that kind of story, personally lived, helps her to stay consistent and not feel so like this way and that way, like tossed back and forth, because she's seen this before. She's seen this film before, you know, and she liked the endings that she got. Tam with all the laughing face. Kels Bell's ready to rock you. I feel you, Phoebe. I really, my hearing needs to get, I don't know. Mel's like closing eyes. Kathy K23 says, I still don't see it either. Yeah. I'm like, when people kept saying it was sunlight, I was like, where? Where is that sunlight coming from? I don't see sunlight at all. So that's why I was like, can somebody give me another option of what it is? If it's not Photoshop, like what else is this? But I still never got the answer to that. I just can't, I still can't see it, but that's whatever. Tish Talk 00 said, they are friends, no big deal either way. I hug my guy friends like that too. Same Z's. I mean, honestly, like it is friend vibes. But anyway, Sarah Beth says it's adorable. She's an affectionate person. She really is. That's the thing. Sarah Beth says, I need audio fanfics. I haven't had time to read any yet. Tish Talk said, me personally, I can't read real people fan fiction, but I gobble up pollen fics. Yeah. So if any fanfic writers are in here, if you change the names but write their story, I'll read it. Blue Wednesday, Caroline had a random guy pop in. She handled better than I would. Oh, you know what? You know how that happens? So when I'm doing my lives, these things pop up like in front, because they're doing like contests for like, I think it's for prizes. It's like I have on my thing right now, creator challenges week 3 or something. And they do these battles. And like, if you do battles, I think you might have a chance to win money and all these different things. So like, if I did battles, like I could like potentially get money. I don't know how it works. But because I don't really want to do battles and I don't know the content of other people, like I usually decline it. But if you're not like, you might like accidentally hit accept when you mean to hit decline, and that might be when that person popped in. And like, if the person ended up being like on the live with her, that's probably it, because I get constant like things popping up on me that I have to consistently decline and say like, I don't want to do battles or whatever. Zigzag _ Elf said, true, shipping is a kind of dynamic fanfic in a way. Yeah, yeah. And that's why I'm like, yeah, I mean, some people may feel that way, you know. Tish Talk 00 said, I saw both. Oh, you saw, both the black and blue and white and gold. I mean, I just saw the black and blue. I understand it has something to do with like color. I don't know, the color, like the way, I don't know how to describe it. K-Girl said, a lot of great lives tonight. Oh, by the way, K-Girl, FYI, I literally just got in the vehicle, like my car, and I started driving right when you and Ronnie and Dominique, I think, were all talking about, like, is Phoebe going on live tonight? And I wanted to respond back, but I was driving. But I was like, I'm gonna be. They're like, and you were like, is there like going to be a 10? And I was like, I'm going to try to be as early as I can. But I mean, obviously I couldn't type it. So I was like, oh. Edith says, hi, says, what pics are we talking about? It was, well, I don't know if if there might have been two things I was talking about. Either it could have been the festival photos, or we could have been talking about the black and blue dress and the white and gold dress. You know, that one thing that caused the whole stir in the social media, where people were like, I see black and blue, and other people were like, I see white and gold, and I'm like, what? Let's see here. EGU_GISS says, do you think Luke is jealous? I mean, I would love to believe he is. I would love him to be fuming. You know, like, I would love this to be a Lord Doubling moment for him. I would. But I don't know. But I would love it. I can already imagine. K-Girl said it was so fun. Oh, yay. Empress says you were Miss Phoebe. Aw, thanks, Empress. Zigzag_elf said, funny how I'm hopscotching through all these TikTok lives. How did I get here? What has life become? Well, I'm glad that you're enjoying so many different ones, you know? Like, I've been trying to sit in, like, in the beginning, like I've told folks this, like my first live ever was my own. So I had never been in a live before. So I had no idea what I was doing. I still don't necessarily know what I'm doing because there are like real techniques, right? Like really pro live people like have like, they're pushing for numbers and they're like doing all of these things and hyping this stuff up. They're like involved in all of these games where you're like battling each other and getting followers and getting, you know, like points and all these different things. I get constantly like people asking me to join these things, and I usually say no, or I'm not into that, only because I don't know. I don't want followers just to have followers. I want followers to like feel me, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you can have a lot of followers and they don't actually like jive with your content whatsoever. Like they don't feel your content. So then they don't really even engage with it. And so you could have like thousands upon thousands upon thousands of followers and you feel like you put something out and nobody engages with it. Like, then what's the point, you know? So I'd rather have a small group of folks, but they actually engage with me. And actually one of the things that like when I get off live, sometimes they're like, you have 100% more engagement than others who have the same amount of people in their lives or something, right? So I really appreciate that. I've never been about big numbers. And if anything, I don't like having like a lot of people like necessarily watching or engaging. Well, I'm engaging, I don't mind, but like watching and stuff. Because I remember one time I was doing a live and I was around 300 people or something like that. 398 maybe. Maybe at some point it hit some 400 or whatever. And then out of the blue, it just leapt up to 700 people, 789, or I don't know. I'm less than 800, but more than 700. I literally stopped talking. And I was like, I think that people just got alerted about this live, but I don't think you actually care about my content. So I'm just going to wait out to see if y'all actually want to be here. And so I just watch it redrop back down because I wasn't trying to like have just a bunch of people watching just to watch. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense to folks, but it makes sense to me. Mel said Luke is constantly fuming. Edith says hi, says were the pics deleted? From where? Because where I saw the pics were with on Tiff's Instagram. It's in other people's TikToks now too. And as far as as far as I know, they're not deleted. I mean, if you're talking about the festival photos. K-Girl said the live we had was just so unhinged. Oh, unhinged is so much fun. I'm glad y'all had an unhinged time. Zigzag_elf said, LOL, fuming, seething, looky newts. Pookie having a suki with his long cookie. You're funny. So Love 727. I just learned how to send hearts. Yeah, oh my word. Let me tell you, so love 727. Because I've always just done my own lives, I've never known the joys of like hitting, double tapping the screen to give hearts. And so like when I went to like Angela's live, like I was double tapping and trying to beat my own record of how much like hearts I could give. But the funny thing is, because I didn't know that what caused the hearts was like double tapping on the screen, sometimes I would accidentally like my own live. And I was like, why is it saying that I like my own live? Because I didn't know as I was scrolling through the comments that I had accidentally liked it. It was only after Martha told me like how it worked that I was like, oh, that's what those hearts on the side mean. Edith says hi, said Luke liked the pic, right? Like the pic of what? Which pic? I'm sorry, Edith says hi. Because none of the festival photos were put on Nicola's site. And none of it was put as a post to anything he could like. So I'm not quite sure what he would have liked on the festival photos. There was a joke that, I think there was a joke quote. I mean, like, joke comment that Tiff put on one of the photos of, like, an old post that maybe Luke had done, and she just jokingly put it on the festival photo. But I don't know if that's what you're talking about or something else. Zigzag _ Alf says, small communities with room for engagement is always best. Yeah, because sometimes when it gets a lot of people, and if a lot of, like, sometimes even when I have more people, like, earlier in the day, thank you, K-Girl, like, I'm the kind of person that does like to read every comment, so I'm always, like, 99 plus new messages behind. Thankfully, right now, like, it's so, like, late at night that the messages are easier to like stay almost on top of, so that like once like the comments are done for tonight, then I'll just close up for the night, you know what I mean? Empress says the pics are all over IG and now TikTok. Robin Rangel said the festival pics were published in a Daily Mail article if you're looking for them. Oh, was it Daily Mail? I thought it was the Irish Sun. Which is where I saw at least one of the photos. But maybe the Daily Mail had the rest, or are you saying the Daily Mail had the rest of the photos? So, like, Irish Sun got, like, one photo, but the Daily Mail got everything else. Hello, Rin042691. Zigzag _ Alf said the festival photos are in tagged photos on Nick's IG over and over and over. Yes, I believe. I mean, I probably, I haven't checked that. I do know it was on the adjacents tagged over and over and over again. Tish Talk 00 said, if anyone is as delulu as me, there's a new YouTube vid from a Nicola shipper psychic reading. There's folks here, I mean, like, in the community, folks have done, are doing also like astrology, numerology, tarot reading. Like there is a variety of things people are into around that. Oh, okay. AEM _ 1978 said one in Irish Sun, the rest in Daily Mail. Okay. Makes sense. And Zigzag _ Alf says, were both Irish Sun and Daily Mail pushing the romantic involvement rumor, or just Irish Sun? Oh, I would love to know that. I would love to know that the answer to that as well, if you happen to know. I mean, because I didn't get to see like the captions. Or did the Irish Sun give that connotation, or was it just? Or well, I mean, what was the caption? Even though I don't really want to talk about it too much, but just wanted to know for factual purposes what the caption said in the Irish Sun that gave the implication that it was, that there was a narrative that they were having. Nick Mack said, I think the Daily Mail had more pics and was pushing it harder. Oh, they were pushing it harder. Was there an article with it? Was there captions with it? I'm trying to keep again, it's hard because I do want some factual stuff without getting too much into it. So that's the only thing. Any other things before I head off for the night, if folks don't have anything else for the night? Because zigzag_elf said, I forget the exact caption, but yes, Irish Sun was pushing that rumor. Lauren said, I think Daily Mail saw the views, okay, and bought the rest of the pics after not getting a reply from Nick. Oh. Interesting. Interesting. Empress says, I don't get why she can't have just a friend. Why does it have to be romantic? Well, you know what, Empress? She can just have a friend, and however, somebody did ask a really good question too, which was the question of like, why does it always have to just be a friend for Nicola? But it had to always, the assumption always had to be more for Luke. Like, why does she always get the version where it's like, oh, it's just a friend, versus like, if Luke was seen with somebody, it's like, oh, he's dating this person, and which is a really. Like, so both questions are very valid for very different reasons. Elsa Marcela Burgess says, hi, I'm from Mexico. Hi, Elsa. Hopefully I didn't butcher your name too much. Zigzag_elf said, Irish Sun is such a clunky website, hard to engage with. Maybe that's why it's had minimal response. And also, it really wasn't a central post, I heard. I heard that the post itself was about Rita Ora, and then there was just a bunch of photos underneath it, and it just happened to be one of them. So Love 727 said, Empress correct, and Empress says exactly, it's a double standard. Yeah, but no, I mean, honestly, okay, oh yay, I said it perfectly. Yes, that makes me happy. Mel said, Irish Sun said Nick's character found love and Nick found romance and wouldn't get the smile off her face. I mean, the thing is, I get it, and yet at the same time, I guess I can't. The thing I'm amused about personally is just the fact that Nicola's happy all the time. I mean, not happy all the time. I'm sure she's not happy all the time, but I'm just saying, when do I not see Nicola smiling? I mean, I just do. Like, why? I mean, I guess a part of me is like, I mean, I get it. I'm not going to be dismissive and be like, I don't get it. But I just, yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah. I don't know. Zigzag_elf said, 1, Nick is private about romantic relationships. 2, Nick is public in being openly affectionate with friends. K-Girl said people are always going to read too much into it. Oh, always. Lynn29 says she is a very cheerful person. Kels Bell says, it's a distraction. Look over here, not over there. Thank you, LOL. I mean, I genuinely do think to some degree there's truth to that, Kels Bell's, only because of like the things that I think are happening that typically would be center stage. That's not center stage right now. Lauren said, DM will no longer say he is Nick's assumed boyfriend, which has me going, will no longer say he is Nick's assumed, like they just started calling him her boyfriend. Is that what you're saying? Tam said, I don't trust anything the Sun or Daily Mail has to say. She was with friends. It's true. Kels Bell says the timing. I agree about that. And typically I wouldn't like be like opening myself up to that possibility, but I do find things a little curious. But again, I'm open to it being really just what it is right now and whatnot, but I think it's just interesting. Cece says they are backpedaling. Oh, who's backpedaling? Oh, Lauren said, won't confirm the romance, backpedaling. Oh, okay. Oh, AEM_1978 says, DM is backpedaling, push that JD was her boyfriend and now says she can't confirm. Oh, interesting. K-Girl said it's all a distraction with a winky face. And Sarah Beth said Camilla was there too most times. And again, from what I heard from someone else, which really matches up with the pictures, is really just she was in the VIP section with her friends, and he happened to be, I mean, he was there too with his friends, and so they met up. And that's why I said to folks, when the festival picture came out, I said, and people were like, well, was she really with him? And I said, well, they're friends, so why wouldn't she go see him? Because people were like, well, he wasn't in the VIP section, she was. And I said, yeah, but she'd still go find him and say hi, because they're still friend. AEM underscore 1978 said, rumor is DM got a cease and desist. Elichada said, sounds like her team is on it. And plus, I don't think she's a fan of all of that. Anyways, I have done 90 minutes, y'alls, and I'm sure that folks are ready to be sleeping. So, I really appreciate everyone. I will be uploading this. And I hope, like, Heather is doing her 827 at 827 tomorrow. So hopefully y'all's go over there. That's the random date, I guess, that she said one time, like, oh, if what was the story, that if Luke was asked, like, when are you getting married, he would just be like, oh, like 8:27 or something like that. Angela said 8:27 a.m. or p.m. I'm fairly sure she would do p.m. rather than 8 a.m., Angela, but I am not definitive on that. But I think p.m., right? Because 8:27 a.m. would be like early, I would feel. Unless she's not working, but I think she's working, because isn't she a teacher? All right. Oh, sorry, not 8:27, 8, like 8, the number 8, 8:27. So August 27 at 8:27. And I'm fairly sure PM. Oh yeah, AEM underscore 1978 says PM EST. So yeah. So bye everyone. Thank you, Lynn. Lynn said, thank you, Phoebe. It's always fun with you. Aw, thanks. Good night, everyone. Have a good sleep. Rest up.